I've always loved the Gospel of Luke for its element of surprise. More than any other gospel, Luke collects an assortment of odd characters to try to explain the mystery of the reign of God. We have the wily steward who cheats his boss when he finds out he's getting fired. The woman who finds the one lost coin after sweeping the house and then spends the rest of all of her money to celebrate her find. The father of the prodigal son, who encourages such a dysfunctional family. And finally, this persistent widow who gets what she wants by being a pest. We tend to think of religious people as nice, soft, passive, even doe-eyed. Luke reminds us that the kingdom of God is peopled with a whole range of characters, some of them unsavory. I've always had a fondness for this woman because I knew her. I called her Mom. When she was in any way wronged or thought that someone she loved was being treated unfairly, she was like a dog with a bone until the right was done. She was on a mission. I remember coming home from Moreau Seminary for one Christmas break to find the house and family in the throes of one of her crusades. With children grown and mostly out of the house, she decided to redecorate it. The shag carpet was torn up, the wood floors sanded, special window treatments hung, new furniture ordered, all in time for a debut on Christmas Eve, when we would always gather family and many people into our home. Furniture ordered, but not delivered, and Christmas 5 days away. Her frequent calls to the company became daily, then twice a day. They might even have been hourly. Finally, she called my cousin Robbie, who's a lawyer in town. And amazingly, the truck pulled up the morning of Christmas Eve with a truckload of furniture and movers to bring it in. My mother always credited Robbie and his legal savvy for that achievement, but he confided in me one time that he had very little to do with the victory. He called the company and started his lawyerly harangue. A matter of a Christmas Eve party and missing furniture, and the Better Business Bureau and civil action, when the manager interrupted him and said, "Mr. Kerwin, your aunt will get her furniture tomorrow morning. It has nothing to do with what you just said. She's made my life a living hell for the past week, and I can't take it anymore." The Lord said, "Listen to what that furniture store manager had to say." And having listened to what that furniture store manager had to say, even having been the furniture store manager more than a few times with my mother on a crusade against me, I learned from my mother an important meaning of this parable. We often talk about this story as one about prayer, and in many ways it is. But there's much more at stake here than a lesson in intercessory prayer. We miss something important if we don't recognize the reason for the widow's persistence and its witness to us. She was demanding justice of a judge who cared little for her or anyone else, even God. She was persistent in a society constructed for her obliteration. She was up against a world of injustice, of corruption, of power misapplied and misused. And in spite of all that, she would not be silent until justice was given to her and those like her. She was single-hearted in her mission, and her mission was the mission of Christ. Single-hearted. And remember, blessed are those who are pure of heart, for they shall see God. And purity of heart means to will one thing, and that one thing, the one thing that all of us needs to be fixed on is the mission of Christ in our world. Today is Mission Sunday, when we're called to spend time focusing not on tasks, but on purpose. It's easy to get distracted by competing demands on our time, on our lives, on our work, even on our hearts, if we don't attune them to our real purpose as disciples in mission. How are our efforts in our many roles here on the Bluff attuned to the mission of the University of Portland to serve the needs of our students, but also the needs of our neighbors in Portland? How is our work of education a work of resurrection that connects us with the larger mission of Holy Cross throughout the world and the global mission of the Church? A divided heart gets discouraged. A pure heart is always hopeful. Hope is persistent, a persistence of faith till the Son of Man comes.